All the disrespect before you play back, button check. Button check.
What is up, Butt Check fam? Welcome back to yet again a beautiful weekend morning. We are back to check these buttons. We done made it. Thank you guys for tuning in. Chapters down below as always. If you want to skip around to a certain subject, and that sub button as always is right there. Thank you guys for helping the channel grow. We's about to check it. We got so much, trust me, to cover. So let's get these buttons. Let's go. All right, next for them, Street Fighter 6 is the scrubbiest version of Street Fighter buttons that need to be checked. So this one, all right. So we all knew Street Fighter 6 hasn't been out for too long. Certain people, still getting adjusted to it. From what I can tell, it's got more praise than anything else, but it's still going through them growing pains. People are starting to speak out even more, right? The closer to EVO we get, we got none other than the two-time Capcom champ. MenaRD, profile on the screen, man needs no intro, but I'll definitely put his link down below. And he has a YouTube channel, so peep that as well. Well, he's speaking out as of recent. Apparently, even though he's been pretty dominant, right, in the short life of Street Fighter 6, he's still not all that pleased. Right here posting this saying, I'm having the same experience 4 players had in 5. Street Fighter 6 is the scrubbiest Street Fighter I've played. Hope it gets better like 5 year by year. I see Chris CCH respond to that saying, Drive Rush is the worst Street Fighter mechanic that I've ever seen. Mena responds saying that shit is awful. All right, and obviously that FGC is reacting. You get some people saying they respect Mena for speaking his mind, because when players get in a certain position, they feel like they can't be that honest and whatnot. I think a lot of players like Punk, obviously, right? Sonic Fox, now you have Mena and others, right? They're always gonna speak their mind. So it's interesting to see that players that are basically the best of the best would actually be this open and honest, saying, no, this is the scrubbiest version of the game. And like I said, with the FGC reacting, you got people saying thank you, and a lot of people agreeing, saying they hope that it changes year by year. I see MEZ posting this saying, CEO champ, by the way, so he's pretty good at Street Fighter 6. Street Fighter 6 is the greatest fighting game package of all time, but it's still season 1 of a new Street Fighter game, and season 1 is always wild. Like I said, I look forward to season 2 and beyond. Street Fighter always gets better and better with age. Others adding to that saying, I love Street Fighter 6, but Drive Rush right now in its current state gotta be the worst brain dead tool I've seen in a Street Fighter game in a while. Crossover responds to this as well, and if you don't know Crossover, he's also from the DR where Mena's from and one of their top players. He says this saying, Street Fighter has changed over the years. Street Fighter used to be all about having good neutral game, footsies, whiff punishing, but in Street Fighter 6, those fundamentals doesn't matter much. And even the homie Grand Totokai adds to this saying, nah, for real, if y'all thought Street Fighter 5 was scrubby, then Street Fighter 6, 10 times more scrubby shit. It's awful at the moment. So there you go, and damn, I think a lot of people might not be surprised at these comments because some people may have been feeling this for a while. I know Mena went later on to say that, he didn't say that he hated the game like altogether. He's still gonna play it and whatnot. He said he hopes it gets better from season 1 to season 2 and season 3 and whatnot, Still said he's enjoying it. And I think Big Bird or somebody else said, nah, you good, because they pretty much stamped what he was saying in the first place. People were still talking about inputs. And I think some people were talking about how inputs and reads or whatever are different from like PS4, PS5 to like PC. There's a lot of people still having that debate. I know when I mentioned it in a previous video, a lot of you were like, yes, I've experienced that. I feel like the inputs are janky at times. Obviously seems like something that could patch, but will they? I don't know if Capcom is like openly said that they thought this was a problem. So now we have this conversation like right around the corner to EVO, and I think it's a good thing, right? Because when you have like players this popular and this dominant in a game, like some of your best players, this open, in the chat, in the public, talking about this, I think that Capcom and the devs, have a better chance of listening. But here's the other question. Do y'all feel that the game needs to change? I think that Drive Rush Drive Impact is such a big mechanic because there's a lot of argument where people are like, yeah, it might be broken, but it's fun. It kind of makes it feel like 4. Do you think, I hope, this is just for me, I hope they don't remove it because I do enjoy it, but I guess there's some tweaks that could be made along the way. Not sure how that works. I couldn't even sit here and tell you what needs to be done. All I do know is the FGC is definitely having this conversation, but do you agree that Street Fighter 6 at the moment is the scrubbiest version of the game that's ever existed? How y'all feeling? Let me know. All right, now into the next set of FGC Esports bigger than ever buttons that need to be checked. This is gonna be a quick one. We talked about the other day, right? What was it, FaZe Clan coming into Tekken. A lot of people loving it. A lot of people like, we don't know so much about FaZe, but either way, FGC is finally, or I should say esports, is finally looking towards the FGC, seeing this big money that seems to be circling us as of late, right, with the new games, and they're like, yo, let's go ahead and dip our toes into the FGC. And now Cloud9 has also entered the ring. Profile on the screen. A lot of you may know about these guys. 10 years of esports, and they're known all throughout the community, right, with CSGO and whatnot. Well, they posted this just the other day talking about FGC 9. That's right, is here, and they actually are sponsoring some Tekken players. You can see Cuddlecore, and of course I'll put their profiles on the screen. Well, Cuddle, she needs no introduction. I mean, if you've been following Tekken for quite some time, she's probably the best, and I don't want to just say female gamer that there is when it comes to, you know, Tekken. She's one of the best, I should say. And you can see where people are excited about this. They post this again saying, and you can see where people are excited. They also post this, says, here comes a new challenger. Get ready for the next battle. And it says, what, the 13th? So I guess that's when they first announced things. A lot of people just straight hype for this, saying, please, for the love of God, or I'm preparing myself. And once again, it seems like the FGC is getting that much bigger. Just more opportunities. How could you not love it, you know? It's interesting, though, to me, that a lot of these have namely aimed at Tekken, right? I mean, you see more Street Fighter players getting sponsored now as well, but like these big ones, like as of late, they're namely going after like Tekken players. I don't know if because a lot of these other well-known players are already scooped up, or if everybody's just preparing for Tekken 8. Like, do they know something that we don't? Or is it because of the recent Gamers 8, you know, throwing out that 1 million? I don't know, but it's definitely gonna be interesting to see like which Street Fighter 6 players get scooped up once Gamers 8 also throws that 1 million, because they're supposed to do that. When's that one, like in August or something like that? And then of course with the CPT underway, they're throwing around that 2 million. Either way, esports is getting bigger in the FGC. How y'all feeling? Let me know. All right, now into the next set of Skullgirls trending, because the community is still pissed off buttons that need to be checked. So we all know that as of late, the Skullgirls community has been very vocal. We just did an episode of Button Check about this, I want to say like a week or 2 weeks ago, where the devs made an announcement that they were going to start doing some censoring. A lot of people in the community were like pissed off, asking for their money back, or saying that they weren't going to buy the game after all. They were like, the game is fine the way it is. Why do you feel the need to censor a perfect game, like, you know, what they were saying? Well, a lot of people are still continuing to get pissed off, and it's going a couple different ways with reviews and whatnot. Also talking about EVO, it picks up right here. Somebody by the name of Mom, at Mommilph, gotta love that name, says, I can't imagine a bigger way to put yourself as a fraud who has never touched a fighting game in your life than claiming Skullgirls didn't make the main stage because of the censorship, despite the roster for EVO being decided half a year ago. And then they go on to post all these comments, right? Basically upset at Skullgirls, saying, censoring your art, ruining goodwill, blatant anti-consumer practices, just being ignored at EVO. Damn, Skullgirls, I hope this was worth it. And then of course, posting down below everything that's being on the main stage. Next one's saying, oh look, no, hashtag Skullgirls looks like trying to cater to an audience that literally didn't own your game, didn't pan out. Shocker. And again, posting the EVO lineup, and then it keeps going and going. Basically, people taking shots saying, this is what you get. Now you're not, you know, gonna be at EVO because you censored the game. But as Mom and other people are pointing out, they're like, EVO or Skullgirls is still gonna be at EVO. It's just gonna be a side game. And it's actually gonna have a pretty good price pot, you know, for the circumstances. Right here saying Skullgirls' second encore is featured in the EVO Community Showcase with a $5,000 pot bonus from the developers. The game is still going strong. Don't let people like this tell you otherwise. Then apparently others are taking shots saying, like, I guess the devs were like liking certain comments. Like right here, Vera Dark says, Skullgirls' official account liked this tweet. They called any critics of their censorship-filled patch creeps. Great way to make us hate you guys even more. And I guess this is what they were talking about down below when somebody posted, Skullgirls absolutely doesn't deserve to be review bombed by creeps who mad that they're desexualized a minor and removed Nazi imagery. And I guess, you know, one of the devs liked that, so that's why Vera Dark was like, you know, this is basically gonna make us hate you guys even more. FGC continues to respond to that. A lot of people like obviously not in agreement. Others adding saying, why are we the creeps? I didn't make a game with that kind of imagery in it and profit off of it for more than a decade. And then the community is upset because they said it looks like they're now started to censor the reviews as well. Others adding saying, I can't with this bullshit anymore. So apparently they were getting like review bombs, or a lot of people were adding new reviews because they were unhappy with the censorship. And they felt like the devs, I guess, were doing something to like hide or suppress a lot of those new reviews. But then some others really don't see it as a big deal because they're like, well, you could still see those reviews, so they're not necessarily hiding them. And DapurpleSharpie comments on this as well. For those of you that may not know who she is, I'll put the profile on the screen. She's been a huge part of the Skullgirls community for a while. We actually had her on the show, interviewed her and whatnot, had the pleasure if I could talk, and she was just lovely. So she does comedy and whatnot on the side. I'll put her information down below. Definitely check her out. She posted a video kind of around this topic. Check it out.
Took away my bouncing breasts and I will not have it.
Hey, what's up? I'm DapurpleSharpie. I commentated specifically Skullgirls in 2021 and inside of 2022, where I did it with the voice actor for Beowulf, Kai Kennedy, at the grand stage. One of the things I just wanted to mention as someone who's previously worked with the developers, which is Future Club Dev on this game, in addition to also being a fake community manager that was able to raise over $10,000 in prize money to give away at tournaments, is that Skullgirls is ever really trending for like two specific reasons. The first reason is because like the super crazy TERFs are talking about how women are not respected inside of fighting games, and they decide to use Skullgirls as an example, which we get it, Anizar Skyseasian, okay? You hate video games, go the fuck off, whatever. And two, it's because there's some dude who is like super mad that he can't see titties inside of video games anymore, and it's like, dude, porn is free. Porn is literally free. What are you doing?
So there you go. How y'all feeling about that? Skullgirls community unfortunately still seems somewhat divided. Still gonna have a big presence at EVO though with the 5K pot. How y'all feeling? Let me know. There it is, one more again. Definitely let me know. Definitely let me know how you guys are feeling with these hot topics today. A lot of stuff going down, but either way, EVO is right around the corner. Was it 2-3 weeks away? Going to be the biggest event ever, and all these games are going to be there. Whether people are saying they're the scrubbiest ever or they're mad for the censorship, they're still going to be there. Will devs listen? Will they make those changes? That remains to be seen. But in the meantime, thank you guys for the amazing love. Thank you for helping this channel grow. Real talk, I don't know if you can see it, but I feel like complete shit today. I've had motion sickness since the moment I woke up. I literally just got out of the bed so I could film this, and I'm praying to God I'll be able to edit it. Thank you guys. Thank you for the amazing love and the recent Patrons and all that good stuff. We'll see you soon. If not tomorrow, definitely the next day. And as always, I don't know what it is, but hey, even if you got motion sickness, it's about to get better. Love y'all forever. Peace.
Blah, blah, blah. Subscribe.
And just when you thought it was over, I'm sorry I had to add this part, it's so ghetto, but the continuation of the debate of Scrubby Street Fighter 6 is still going on. So you remember that tweet that Crossover posted, right? The one who's talking about fundamentals is not a part of the game anymore. Well, apparently Defeat Lee. If you don't know who he is, he's FGC NY, apparently a lawyer now. Didn't care for that so much. Posting this right here saying, glad this stupid tweet is getting roasted. Don't talk so confidently about Street Fighter history when you don't have a single clue about it. Crossover responds to that saying, show me how much you know about the game, master. Mena responds as well saying, who doesn't have a single clue about it? You being born in America and him being born in the Dominican Republic is the only reason things are like the way they are right now. Crossover is an amazing player in all Street Fighters and qualified for Capcom Cup even with no resources. His opinion matters. Don't try to dunk on him. He hasn't been able to show it in the global stage. He's a great player that has made Street Fighter and fighting games his life. No clue? LOL. Defeat Lee responds one more time, of course, saying this has nothing to do with his skill level. He has made an incredibly incorrect statement about what Street Fighter has always been, as been seen in many quote retweets. If he wants to be taken seriously, he should think before tweeting. And Mena responds one more time to that saying the amount of quote tweets don't mean shit because more people believe something doesn't mean that group is right. Him not having a single clue about Street Fighter history is just a lie. But Defeat Lee actually responds again saying if he knew anything about Street Fighter history, SF2, SFA, SF3, Street Fighter 4, etc., he would know that what he said is just blatantly incorrect. You can defend him all you want, but the tournament footage from the past 30 years of Street Fighter paint a completely different picture, and damn. So there you have it. Once again, this debate is not going away anytime soon. How y'all feeling? At the end, people say the game is still fun, but is it scrubbing? Is it? I say, is it scrubby? Let me. You know what? I'm done. I'm out of here, y'all. Have fun. It's too much for me. It's too much. It's just a Saturday. It's too much.